as you guys.
We're actually not that tall. Like, you gotta understand. I feel like we're very short for ours.
Oh, really?
Yeah, give me like 4 more inches, and I think there will be more.
Wow.
Adequate.
I always wish I was taller, but you know what? I'm healthy, man.
Healthy. You know, I got the height, you got the weight. You know.
You know, you can always add the weight.
I don't think adding the weight's the problem. You know.
But adding the height is impossible, man, unless I wear long shoes.
You know what they say about shoes? I can't even lie about that.
I know. Yeah, so it's been 4 months?
6, actually.
6?
This month actually marks the 6th-year anniversary for I&F Farms in the U.S.
Wow. Wow. It's been a long road.
It has been a long road.
Yeah.
But, you know, with trials and tribulation, it actually makes you grow.
Stronger, you get to grow.
You do get to grow.
Yeah. Wow. Still the same farms. I've seen a few changes. Now you don't have to sell a whole cow. I see now you can split the cow into quarters or something.
So we actually do it in a way where if you actually want certain pieces, certain cuts, certain types of meat, we partner up you and like 6, 7 other people.
Okay.
You still get parts of everything, but then now you get to pick and choose what parts you actually want more of.
Okay.
Which actually becomes a little bit better because some people don't like ribs.
Yeah.
I don't know who doesn't love ribs, but some people don't like ribs. And if you don't like ribs, but you want the chunk more because you make more stews for your kids, but versus someone who wants more of the ribs, it just makes it a little bit easier to put you guys in groups.
In a group. That way that someone can grab the ribs while the other grabs the other chunk.
The chunk. And then so, you know, everyone has their certain preference.
Yeah.
And everyone has their certain way of doing it and trying to adapt to how immigrants and people, especially from other countries, are coming into it.
Yeah.
So makes it hard.
Guys, if you haven't seen a video before with me and Ian, this is Ian with I&F Farms, and this is the second part of what we did 6 months ago. And Ian, can you introduce yourself again?
So my name is Ian Bogo. I am currently a student at North Carolina State University. I have a company called I&F Farms, which is actually an agriculture co-op, which we work with small farmers or anybody who's trying to get rid of any livestock or any animals that might need either rehoming or might go into the food consumption.
Wow. And the fact that you're in school, I just found him doing chemistry. You guys are sick, man. You're doing chemistry and you're doing business.
I mean, I think multitasking is the best way you can really put anything, because especially when you're in the US, you don't really have that much time to either focus 100% on school or 100% on work. And especially for my age, it's time for me to actually graduate in December. So when I graduate, I want to make sure that I have created something that if I choose to get a contract with one of the big animal producers or some of the bigger farms or some of the bigger companies, I get to choose on what my economic funds are going to be.
Okay.
Am I going to do this because I love it, or am I going to do this because I have a financial gain from it?
Yeah, true.
Right now I'm doing this because I love it.
Oh, yeah.
And I hope to continue to do this because I love it. And I know that that's the biggest aspect to this at all.
Wow. So tell me, between last time and today, what are the ups and downs?
Ups and downs? I would say this, the ups and downs is how you deal with your customers.
Okay.
And a lot of people don't really realize how hard-headed our customers are. And that's why we love them, because they push you to becoming better and better and better and better.
Yeah.
It's like and I say this in the lightest content. It's like a child being developed. Your customer has a way that they want to be treated. If you make them angry versus when you make them happy, versus this is what their preference.
Yes.
So over the 80 customers that I have on a routine basis, I get to understand each one of their difficulties, and I get to understand each one of their personalities, and then I get to cater to them so I can make sure that they will always come back. There's some that we can't really help. And I do have to say that in the nicest way.
Yeah.
But to everyone who continues to support and grow and teach me, those are the ones that we get to cater I&F Farms to.
Okay.
Because it's called I&F Farms.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you are my friend. I have a bunch of other farmers that we work with. It doesn't matter if it's a contract. It doesn't matter if it's a person who I'm getting the resources from.
Okay. Okay.
But we're trying to supply something that is better, and our customers will always be the ones that we want to cater to.
Yeah. Currently, are your customers mostly African?
So I've had a few whites, I've had a few, and excuse my language, because I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. I've had a few West Africans, I've had a lot of Kenyans, I've had a bunch of Jamaicans and people from Caribbeans. And with all of these different religions, different criterias, different races, it just makes my life so much easier because I get to understand where we're coming from.
Yes. How is the scaling? I asked you if you see the bigger picture, and I think you have a very huge picture. I'm not telling you to spill the beans on how you'll go about it, but how do you see 5 years from now?
So 5 years from now, of course, let's put it in the lightest notion.
Okay.
Wherever immigrants are going to be in the United States.
Yes.
Is where I would like to have a farm.
Wow.
And I'd like to have a full functional operation where they can come.
And the reason is you want them to have fresh.
And it's not just fresh. I want them to have fresh, reliable, great products. You get to know me as a customer as much as I get to know you.
Yeah.
And although we'll be growing and we have more employees, we have more people that work for us in different states and different and different criterias. We want you guys to feel that you still have access to me as much as you still have access to the great products that we deliver.
So you'll not be like one big farm and then freeze stuff and then ship it.
I intend not to.
Yeah.
But there are circumstances in which I do have to I could do that.
Yeah.
And I always say this, even if it's frozen, I still want to make sure I get it to you within a week. And
so it's fresh, basically.
So it's still considered fresh if I'm doing long hauls. Right now, we have customers in Texas. I have a few customers in Seattle. I have customers in Boston who are interested and who have asked me, can we purchase this with a few people? You freeze it for 2 days, and then you send it on an overnight trip to make sure that the meat still stays fresh.
Okay.
At the end of the day, we still try to follow USDA and FDA guidelines, in which that is actually one of the hardest transitions. And although now we're trying to get become 100% certified organic, we start to get into the trickleizations of what laws and what rules and what things we can do and what our playground is.
Yes. So you talked about being organic. What does that mean?
So there's actually multiple criteria of really being organic.
Okay.
And I say this just because I have to be honest with you guys.
Yes.
To being organic, there's very, very little wiggle room in the United States to actually really doing it. Because you have so many rules and regulations you have to follow.
Yes.
But you can't always be 100% organic because majority of our products in the United States are not 100% there.
Organic. Yeah, true.
Like I'll say, you can say you want organic tomatoes, but organic tomatoes would have never came because of genetic modifications that happened 50 years ago.
50 years ago, you're so right.
But when it comes into like livestock, we do get into those positions where people think because we've inbred so much, and I use the word inbreeding because we don't allow genetically modified organisms into the market. Okay. When you're considering it organic.
Okay.
And genetically modified organisms don't really mean that they've been pumped with steroids. Yeah. That just means that they've either had to do something with breeding or we've taken out a certain gene in them. Because you could take out certain genes in animals using certain genetic machines. Like NC State has created something a few years ago where it actually still use it to this day, where they moderate and just remove gene cells.
Yeah. You know, Ian, I'm so proud of you because a lot of people have actually called me, and I've given them your number. They've called you. People who have land in Africa, people who want to do business in the food industry. Yesterday, a lady asked me to throw her in your group, the Mizizi Foods lady. Yeah, Mizizi Foods, big up, and spices, one of the best businesses I know in Raleigh. You need to meet her.
I mean, we talked with her today.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, and I think me and her might end up working together in the near future.
Wow, okay. She's a real, I can tell you in front of the camera that she is real. She never beats around the bush. She'll never try to grab more than she thinks. She'll never try to take advantage of you, you know? But anyways, you had something to do with a giveaway.
So yeah, so in the month of April, it's actually called, we're doing a woman awareness. And I want people to actually think about this in the most nicest way possible.
Okay.
So for Mother's Day this year, I want...
When is it? It's in April?
Well, Mother's Day is going to be in May.
In May. I think,
if I'm wrong.
Somewhere around there.
Somewhere around there, you know. But for the whole month of April, I want you guys to send in your suggestions.
Okay.
I want you guys to send in a woman that you guys have helped you in a significant way.
Okay.
Prayed over you. And it cannot be in your immediate family. So it can't be like your mother, your grandmother, or anything like that. It has to be someone who has openly came into your life and changed your life.
A lady that lives around here.
It doesn't even matter if you live in, so the states that I'm going to do it with is going to be South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, Georgia, and moving into the Baltimore area.
Okay, okay.
And I will personally deliver the goat or sheep to you depending on your criteria and what you want.
Yes.
So I just want you to make a short 1-minute video explaining to me what this woman did.
Okay.
Or send me a paragraph on... Just send me a paragraph.
Where do they send it?
So there's two ways you can do this. You can send it to I&F Farms on IG.
Okay.
Or you can do inffarms@gmail.com.
Okay.
And just write up a little short scenario of why this person deserves a goat or a lamb, and just give it to them. The only things that I ask you is this. 1, make sure that they have done something for the community and for yourself.
Yeah.
2, give the reason why you believe that they deserve it.
Okay.
Because there's been a lot of influential women in my life. Just not even speaking about my mother, but like I know you know Shashua Budhia, you know Grace from the Anglican Church. There's been a lot of women that have been in my life that are not part of my family.
Oh, me too.
That have influenced me to becoming the man that I am today.
Me too, man.
And this is just the first one, and the reason I'm doing this for the Mother's Day is because Mother's Day is first, and then we'll have one for the men in the near future.
So there's a lamb for a lady. Is it mbuzi?
It can be goat or it can be a lamb.
A lamb. For one of the ladies that any of you watching will choose, and create a video talking about how they have impacted you or the community, right?
Impacted you or the community in a significant way, and they've never something. And I don't want you to tell them, "Hey, I'm nominating you for this."
Yes.
I want it to be a surprise and just give me the information.
So send the video to him again on.
So on IG it's called I&F Farms, or through my email it's going to be inffarms@gmail.com.
inffarms@gmail.com. Make sure you send your video there, and you will be able to actually gift the lady without having to pay for it. He's paying for it.
I'm doing 100% compensation on it. And the reason we're doing this is not just because it's our 6 months, but something in me has been telling me you need to give back to the community.
Okay.
And I've been thinking about this. I've been wanting to do this for a while, but I think that this is the first one that I actually want to do, just to say thank you for the community and for them to support me as well.
Wow. So tell me, what else has been happening before we close?
I mean, what would you like to know? That's the $1 million question.
How can the community eventually benefit in terms of growth from your company?
So think about it in a neutral way. Do you really want to go to the store to buy fresh produce that you could easily get from someone who actually understands you and your genetic makeup?
Yeah.
A lot of people don't realize that as Africans and as Kenyans or as immigrants, we have a different standard of eating that we have acquired taste for.
Yes.
So like, you know, kuku ya kienyeji.
Yes.
A lot of people ask for kuku ya kienyeji, but they want it fresh, they want it there, and they want it efficient, and they want it at a cost-effective price.
Yeah.
Mbuzi, you want it to be taste good, you want it to be dealt with properly, you want it to be at your table, and you don't want to go all the way to Clayton. Or Kenley or anything to pick it up. And you want it to be at your table at an efficient cost. And you just want it to be fresh because you want to be the person to, within 24 hours, you have it in your table.
Exactly.
So you get something that we are catering more to the taste buds of Africans and immigrants. And I say that because we have people from Jordan that come to our farm. We have people from Kenya. We have people from Nigeria. We're trying to get you guys acquired to the taste that you guys are with back home, but at a first world concept.
Exactly.
And that is probably the hardest thing I've had to build within the last 3 years.
Yeah.
But it's been more beneficial because I see, hey, imbuzi na, in Swahili we say imbuzi na taste kama ilitoka nyumbani.
Imetoka huko nyumbani.
Imetoka nyumbani. It came straight from home, but it's raised here in the U.S. Oh, wow, this cow tastes better than what I would go.
Yes.
So that's just pretty much the general notions of everything.
Yeah. So Ian, we'll be back again and for more updates as we go on.
I mean, just catch me on Father's Day. We'll be doing another giveaway to the men.
Okay.
And then in December we'll be doing something else for
Christmas.
For Christmas.
Okay.
The more you guys support me, the more I'm willing to support back into the community.
Yeah, of course.
Because the way we continue to help each other is something that's going to be great. And something that I&F Farms actually is going to be doing over the summer is called a kids camp. And that's something that me and two of my other closest friends we're coming up with right now. We're getting all this stuff processed. So if you follow I&F Farms on IG, you will figure out all the details that for the kids camp, where we get to teach younger generations about farming, about agriculture. So we can actually push them into an industry where if you just want to work for somebody, you will always have a job.
Yes, true.
But if you want to do it because you want to give back in a tremendous way, you'll still be in that same industry.
You'll still be in the same. Well, Ian, thank you so much, man. To tell you the truth, the last person I heard about getting crazy success is that owner of a restaurant in DC, who is so big now. And I can see that happening on your side too, and I'm really proud of you. And you have a good heart, and you're very wise, and you learn from your mistakes, like you say. And I've only had great things from people about you. And you know, keep doing it, man. Keep doing it. And don't forget people like me. Once you get there, I hope I'll grow with you too, you know. And guys, if you're a friend to Ian or someone who supports Ian, subscribe to this channel. And you know, we need to get to that 1,000 subscribers. At least get me there. We have another 278 to go. So
I mean, you always got to get your subscribers. You got to do what you love to do.
True.
What you have to understand is the same way you support me is the same way I'm always going to support you.
True.
And the biggest thing I've learned from the Kenyan community is we stick as one.
Yeah, we do.
And as Africans, we stick as one. There's nothing that we can't do.
Yeah, man.
Especially when it comes down to supporting the people who actually have helped you grow or seen you grow up from childhood.
True. Yeah.
Because this is like several years in the making.
I know, man. I know. You used to be like this. Now I didn't even imagine I'll be sitting down with you talking business. Never would I have imagined. It's amazing how life grows, and just the way you guys have grown, because I'm older than you guys. I was like, to me at some point you were like my little brothers. But now we are talking, even the wisdom is just on the same scope. I'm like, wow, yeah, that's awesome.
But it's just like a tree, and it's like a seed. If you plant a seed and you let it mature slowly, it gives you better fruits than what you would have ever thought about.
Yeah, true.
What you guys did, and a lot of Kenyans don't understand, is why I'm more passionate about working with my hands and giving back into the Kenyan community. Is a lot of smart people saw a seed, and they just kept pouring water, and they never took from it. They just kept pouring and pouring and feeding it, and it comes into one of the Bible verses that I really love. It's if you're willing to watch something grow to being something better, God will always multiply it. So like one of my favorite Bible verses says, knock, the door will be open.
It shall be open.
Seek and you shall find.
Matthew 7:7.
Matthew 7:7.
Yeah.
It was actually a Bible verse that I actually did at UBRC on the first year it was open. But I never knew that would have transitioned to where I'm at today.
To where you are.
And it took some of those women, and like I'm saying now, because there are other men which we'll mention, that took a seed. My parents were pouring into it. My friends were pouring into it. Then the community started to pour into it.
Yeah. So if you're a lady in Raleigh and you're a person who does pour into the community or the churches locally, big up to you, and your work is right here. The fruits.
I'm one of the few people who can actually say that it took a community to raise me.
To raise you.
My parents were there. They loved me. They cherished me.
Yeah.
They poured as much as they could.
Yeah.
But that was at the level where they were at. Then it took the other women and other men to pour into me so they can elevate me more than where my parents were at.
True.
So it takes a community to honestly raise and influence these kids.
True.
Because I'm just an example of what it takes for a community to really pour into you.
True.
And see where you grow.
Very true.
And this is why I always say your community is always going to be the biggest part of you.
Yeah.
It takes a village to raise a child, although they have their mother and father, because you still get the principles from your mom and father.
True.
But it also takes the principles of the community to make sure that that kid now becomes something that my kid can look after.
Very true. Wow. Ian, thank you.
No, you're good.
Yeah, we'll get back again for the men's
we'll come back for
Father's Day.
Yeah, and that'll be in a few months. So.
Yeah, in a few months. And we'll get more updates, give people more wisdom. You're a man of wisdom too, man. And guys, until next time, this is Ian with I&F Farms, and he is here to really give you what you have never gotten here in diaspora. Fresh, good, clean meat, and I can't describe it better than he can.
It's not just meat.
Yeah, and eggs, chicken.
It's not just meat. It's
tell
eggs. So right now we're
manure.
So we got manure, we got chickens, we got eggs, we got pork, we got swine, we got in a few months we'll have peppers, pili,
you'll tomatoes. Go to vegetables.
I&F Farms wants to be the next producer for what we consider quality ingredients.
And this might be a crazy idea. Do you think of a restaurant in future?
I think that with God, anything is possible.
It's possible.
I mean, you know me, I do a lot of events.
Yeah.
And people have gotten to understand that a proper event is taken care of because it's always done out of love. It's not always done out of making a profit.
True.
And I think in the next couple of weeks, and I was talking to one of my cousins right now, he's an athletic trainer. We're going to be doing something that is called fitness and choma. You come in, you guys buy a plate of food. We have a pure athletic trainer. It's starting to be really nice in Raleigh. And he's trained. I'm trained in choma. We sit down, you guys work out. After you guys work out, you guys grab a plate of food and you guys sit, you eat, and you have a nice community gathering.
Awesome.
And that's going to be beginning in May. So There's a lot of projects that I&F Farms wants to create.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of partnerships that we're willing to do. Mm-hmm. But it all has to come in. One, God will always come first. Your family will always come second. And then the way that we want to lead our community with our kids and our families and our friends will always come third.
Yeah.
Because those are the most three important things before you even think about the financial gains.
True. Yeah. Well, thank you, Ian. Until next time, guys.
All right, thanks.
We are out.